Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and we're taking a look at another Generation 1 Transformer toy. We're going to take a look at something we haven't looked at in a long while. We're going to take a look at a triple changer. Today's Transformer is the Autobot Air and Sea Assault Warrior Broadside. Now, Broadside was released in 1986. He would also be available in 1987. He would be discontinued by 1988, and we would not get a replacement for him. Now, Broadside came out in 86 alongside his fellow Autobot triple changers, Sandstorm and Springer. But he like Sandstorm, kind of got the short end of the deal. As while everybody remembers Springer due to his prominence in the Transformers movie, Broadside would be relegated to a few appearances in the cartoon series, and that would be about it. But mainly in the cartoon series, he was depicted as a giant warrior, big enough to basically go toe-to-toe against Devastator. That way the Autobots could predominantly use him for the aircraft carrier mode to get them around from place to place. Just unfortunately, though, excuse me, the toy does not really live up to the expectations featured on the show. Sorry about losing my voice there, folks. Need to start drinking more around here. Alright, let's take a look at Broadside's articulation, and unfortunately, it is very, very poor. And we thought it was bad last week. What do we got this week? He's got an elbow joint. Bring the arms up there, or straight down, or anywhere in between. And that's it. So, kind of, yeah. Well, I mean, we do have that as an option to articulate the ankles, but again, it's more for transforming him. So, nothing really here, folks, to get us all that excited. But let's get ready and transform him. And of course, we start taking his weapons away. Around here at the back, we're going to grab this red piece, fold it up over his head. Now he's a cone head. I'm going to sling his arms straight down, like so, and then gently push them in to the sides. On the back here, we're going to take these sections and fold them out to form wings. We'll rotate him down here. We'll fold out his feet. And then we'll fold these wings out at the sides. And then we're going to fold up these metal fins all the way out like so. And then, of course, we're going to attach the ends of the wings a couple of missiles. And there we have the first of his two modes, the jet plane. Yeah, it doesn't really look like much. Sits kind of high in the front due to that piece down here, but I guess it's alright. I do kind of like the decals here on the wings. That gives him a nice splash of color. And of course, at this point, I want to warn all of you that this trans blue cockpit piece here, this piece does come off on many samples, so you will be prone to finding some that do not have that piece on there. I mean, it is a bit of a diversion since it is on the front of his chest, and it is going to be prominently seen in this mode, but just friendly warning to all of you out there who might be looking to buy this toy. You might want to keep an eye out for that. And as a jet, he does swoosh pretty good. But let's get ready and change him into the other mode. First up, we remove the missiles. We're going to fold down the metal pieces. And then, of course, we also fold up the red wings here on the back. We're going to turn him over. This rear section we fold out and just lay flat. This light gray piece at the front we will fold over. And then lastly, fold in the wings. And that completes the other mode, an aircraft carrier. Which unfortunately is his weakest mode. Since as you look at it, it is very, very small. I mean, this was released about 3 years before we would start to get MicroMasters. And many of them really wouldn't look that great on the flight deck as it is, just due to their size. You could probably have maybe 2 of them on here. But even then, with their size, they'd still not look right on here either. But of course, you also got along the sides, you can pretty well see a lot of the robot kibble. So, this mode is best viewed from the top only. And even at that, it's still not that great. Now we'll take a look at Broadside's accessories. We're going to start with the missiles. He comes with 2 of these missiles. And yes, there is a post here at the bottom. He can hold them as weapons. And of course, there's the hole at the top where they connect to the plane mode. Reach over here off camera and let you have a look. There, see? He can hold the missiles like guns. I really don't know what sort of purpose that would serve, but it does enhance the play value, I suppose. Then, of course, we have darn Butterfingers again. We have his axe, which the instructions describe as a vibro axe. So that means it would be similar to the 2 types of axes seen in Star Wars Return of the Jedi at Jabba's palace. Which basically means there's a vibration generator in here somewhere that would cause the axe head to vibrate, so the weapon has more cutting power. Or at least that's how it works in Star Wars. Or at least that's how it worked in Star Wars before Disney bought it. But at any rate, that's the vibro axe. And then lastly, we have his gun, which the instructions describe as well as a plasma pulse gun. So it must be a rapid-fire plasma gun. But there's nothing really special about it. It's just a pretty short gun. But I guess it gets the job done. Moving right along now, we will take a look at Broadside's instructions. You said I always love the fact the instructions always put them in poses that the toys could not do by any stretch. You know, look at everything he came with. He would be packaged in the aircraft carrier mode, which usually meant that in this case, the buyers would be disappointed in him just by looking at that. But at any rate, you start by transforming him from the aircraft carrier into the plane. And then we go from the plane to the robot, which is very simple. A fair amount of the triple changers were very simple. And then, of course, put on the stickers. Excuse me. Then right here, how to do the rubs. Okay, hope that's enough. Deal with the rub sign. Save your robot points. Since the year he came out, there was quite a few offers available, including Optimus Prime and Megatron were available as mail-aways by then. And, of course, how to read your tech specs. Get the instructions out of the way, and we will take a look at said tech spec. Got a pretty decent looking picture of him here. Love the detail here on his legs. Unfortunately, this version of mine doesn't have that. He's missing his sticker, missing some of his stickers. Again, the joys of secondhand ownership. The background is all done in red to show he's an Autobot, even lists he's an Autobot. It gives his name as Broadside. His function is air and sea assault. Now, I really don't consider an aircraft carrier a sea assault vehicle. It's a carrier, folks, and there's a major difference. And the motto for Broadside is, I like the sea far away and my feet on the ground. Doesn't like transforming into carrier or jet. Gets seasick on water, has fear of heights. Effective, valiant warrior, but other Autobots wish he wouldn't gripe so much. Expands to 1,200 feet length as carrier, capable of landing jets and carrying other Autobots. 15,000 mile range, 40 knots maximum speed. Projects 80,000 volt electric field around himself in jet mode. Has high energy plasma pulse gun and shattering vibro axe in robot mode. His bio makes him out to be something of a colorful character, if not aggravating. Let's take a look at how details lay out on the grid. The line's a little difficult to see, but it does list his strength as 8. His intelligence is also 8. His speed is 9. His endurance is 8. His rank is 6. His courage is 9. His firepower and skill are both 7s. So all in all, he's about an above average warrior. Now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of Broadside? Well, the character was certainly given a better development in the More Than Meets the Eye guides. While they went on to say that he does like to gripe about getting seasick and being afraid of heights, it's more a ruse according to the More Than Meets the Eye guides. He actually doesn't mind being in either of the alternate modes, as he does realize the significance of his job, within the Autobots. But he just likes to gripe to aggravate the others. Which, in most cases, as you know, when you got somebody that does nothing but gripe, you usually reach the point where it's, okay, grab the nearest blaster and blow him away. Anything to make him stop. The toy form, though, unfortunately, is not very impressive. As you can see here in the robot mode, he's pretty boxy looking. And unfortunately, the real lack of articulation also hurts him quite a bit. The jet plane mode, that's his best mode, folks. Especially when you consider the fact that the Autobots really never had a whole lot of aircraft. That'd probably be the mode he was played with in the most. The aircraft carrier mode, at the time he was released, there really wasn't anybody that could convincingly be placed on him and look decent. At the time, the only jet that we had that would have been small enough would have been Power Glide, and he'd still look big on there. But of course, since Power Glide is a ground attack jet, not a carrier-based fighter jet, he'd still not look right on there. Of course, in the world of the Transformers, that would be minimal, but still. It wouldn't be until the Micromasters came out that there'd be something that would possibly look good enough to sit on the carrier mode, but it would still look a little oversized and still just not look right. So this one's a bit of a stretch to get convincing. And then also in the aircraft mode, it only looks good from the top. You look at it from any of the other angles, you can still see a lot of the kibble from the other modes. So this one really is a tough sell, folks. I'm still going to put him in the middle tier, but he just barely gets in there. He's just a few paces away from being in the bottom tier. About the only thing that really saves him is he does have some of the play value. Since he can hold his missiles, you do have a fair amount of options on what you use to play with him. So, and he is one of the few Transformer toys that gets that as an option. So, play value does help with him, but unfortunately, Broadside is a stretch to convincingly keep in the Autobot army. So, yeah, I'm still going to go with the middle tier, but like I said, just barely. And that concludes my review of the Generation 1 Autobot Air and Sea Assault Warrior Broadside. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up here on YouTube. Don't forget as well, hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already enlisted in our ranks. And make sure to click the bell so you'll be notified of all future videos. Please also consider sharing your thoughts for Broadside in the comments section down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I'll catch you all later.